What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. At this point, you have to ask yourself, what's next for the Lakers? Sources are saying now that it's official, or at least sources are saying that, Frank Vogel has parted ways with the Lakers. Now you're hearing, a lot of rumblings about where do they go from here with Anthony Davis and so on and so on. A lot of drama has surrounded this team throughout this whole season. And, it just seems like, more will be added on the more we go. Because when you think about it, if they're planning on keeping Russell Westbrook because they can't get rid of him, can't get off his contract, or whatever the case may be, it might be a continuation next year of what happened this year if they don't make any moves on the roster in regards to players. Now, of course, as I spoke in yesterday's video, their sources speaking out about the Lakers looking into a new head coach, especially now that sources say that they're parting ways with Frankie V. But the sources saying that it's either going to be more likely looking at Nick Nurse, Doc Rivers, somebody like that, so we'll see exactly how that pans out. But I don't really think that's going to fix their problems because, you can have the coach all you want to, but the players have to want to go out there and play. And, I will say this, if they do get somebody like Nick Nurse, I feel like the players will want to play for him. I feel like the players will want to, will respect him as well. But the thing with the Lakers is the problem is that the people might, seem to be forgetting is the Lakers' age. Their average person on that team seems like they're 30 plus years old. That's what it seems like because everybody on that team is older. They're not younger. And when you look at the best defensive teams in the NBA, all the defensive teams in the NBA that are, good defensive teams, they have younger players. They don't have older players. So when you look at the Lakers in its entirety, if they do bring the same roster back and really don't make too many changes, it still might be a repeat of some of the same things we saw, like I said, this season here or this previous season here, because they might be a little bit better in regards to making a play-in tournament or something like that if they added a new coach like Nick Nurse or somebody, but they won't be but so much better because they're not younger. Carmelo Anthony can't defend. Dwight Howard is still pretty decent, but he can't defend at the level he used to. LeBron can't. Anthony Davis stays hurt. And Russell Westbrook's never been a defender in his life. So when you look at that in its entirety, they can't stop anybody. And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter how much you can score. If you can't really stop anybody, it's just going to give everybody else the opportunity to score with you. And that's going to keep the game close. Or nights when you don't have your offense going and theirs is going, they're just going to blow you out. Or if you have a 20-something point lead, like you've seen the Lakers have several games this season, in the early part of the season, they lost those leads because they don't have defense to neutralize what another team is doing when they go on a run. And that's just where the Lakers fall short. And they'll do the same thing if they have the same roster. So I'm not sure if the head coach is the end-all, be-all answer for them. But that's one part of the equation that they're trying to fix, and they're going to try to look into other moves as well. Okay, that might work out pretty well. But so far, based on, with what they have, it's going to be tough. And I'm not saying the Lakers, with what they have is trash, because they got really good players. When you look at their team on paper, that's a championship roster when you look at it on paper, based upon what they have. But, until they get that chemistry or gel or something like that, or unless everybody really figure out what's the best role for them to play to be effective, the Lakers are just going to struggle going into next season too, especially, if they still have Russell Westbrook. Now, I think Russ played better the last few weeks to a month for the end of the season. But at the same time, like I said, playing good for a month or a couple weeks, that's not going to make you a good team. You need consistency throughout the season. And I don't know if Russell Westbrook can give you that type of consistency, because I just don't feel like at this point in his career, he's going to be that much better of a player. You're asking somebody who's been in the league 13, 14 years to kind of change his game a little bit to ease the pain of losing for the Lakers and help the Lakers win, when that's not what Russell Westbrook does. Russell Westbrook gets numbers, he gets buckets, he gets points, he's explosive usually. He's all the above when it comes to, box office, watching him play and things like that, when he's really when his game is really at its peak. But he's not really a winner, and see, that's something that the Lakers really have to address. I mean, LeBron chose him to come there, but they have to find a way to move him. If they don't, I just don't see the team being much better next year, because like I said, he just doesn't fit with what they're trying to do. Lakers are all about winning. They're not about stats and everything like that. So, when you look at a team that's about winning, it takes winning intangibles, it takes the right guys, it takes the right mindset, it takes all that. And so far in Russell's career, he hasn't proven that he can do that. It's the reason why he hasn't won a championship. Reason why, Kevin Durant left him a long time ago. He said he couldn't win with Russell Westbrook, and he meant that. And honestly, not only he meant it, it really stuck with Russell Westbrook, because, he's played with other superstars, top superstars at that, and wasn't able to win anything. It's just a reoccurring thing. So, like I said, maybe the first step for the Lakers is to, get a new head coach, maybe see if they can shake some things up. Maybe the new head coach can convince Russell Westbrook to come off the bench with the second unit. That would make the Lakers a lot more of a better team, in my opinion, if they're able to play it that way. If Anthony Davis and LeBron can stay healthy enough throughout the season, that's a option. Not saying they should do that, if need be, but I'm just saying it's an option. It might actually help the offense and the way the team plays a little bit better. You never know. But at this point, like I said, it's really up to the Lakers what they really want to do, because right now, if they come back with 90% of this same team next season, I don't see them winning anything. I just don't. And this team on paper is built to win a championship and nothing less. You got 3 superstars, you got 3 top 75 players. It's really no excuse. A lot of people can make excuses all they want. That's cool, but there is none to be made. You got 3 top 75 players of all time, 3 superstars on one team. You got to find a way to at least make the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament is built for a 10th seed to get into the play-in tournament. There's no reason why the Lakers should be 17 games under 500 with all that talent on their team and wisdom, as Carmelo Anthony said at one time. They got a lot of wisdom on their team. Well, the wisdom didn't show, the losses did. And that's exactly what it comes down to, and right now, like I said, what's next for the Lakers? They got to just try to find a way to, get the right personnel in there. Because right now, I just don't think they have it. I don't think they're never going to win. I don't think they're ever going to win a championship with Russell Westbrook. And I think a lot of people feel the same way as well. So unless they get rid of him or neutralize him and, or do whatever they need to do, get the right coach in there, sub him, get him out and get somebody else in there that they can really utilize, who could stretch the floor, who may be a stretch shoot, who's a shooter, which LeBron thrives better off having, players who can stretch the floor. It allows his game to flourish more as he gets older, because he needs more space to operate. He needs more everything now that he's older. So, shooters always have helped his game anyway, but still, it's just to the point now where, they got to make the right moves. Because they can't go through another season and let it end up like this. Because if it ends up like this one, then, the whole operation is really going to be tore down then. So, we'll see how it goes. But they definitely got to find a way to improve something on the team. Starting with the head coach, I guess that's a good start. But they definitely got to find some improvement somewhere. Because not making the play-in tournament is not good when you got a team with that much talent on there. And you were 17 games under 500. That's not going to cut it. Especially not with a team built like this, who's built for a championship in most people's eyes, and who should have went to the championship. So, if that's the case, we're going to have to see how it goes, how it pans out. As of right now, though, they're sitting at home watching everybody else in the play-in, and going forward, they're going to have to make the right adjustments, or they'll be doing the same thing next year. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section as always. And hey, Khaliis out.